This is my first video for my first impression series, which I watch one episode of an anime that I haven't ever seen, and then just kind of tell you what I think it's about. And so for those of you who have already seen this anime, you're probably going to laugh at me, be like, yeah, that's funny. So it could be for entertainment value too, but the purpose is just to kind of give people a glimpse of like what this anime is about, so they don't have to like go out and like watch the whole thing, and then they can decide like, I might like that, I might not. And so it's not quite as big as like a review, but it should still kind of give you an idea of whether this anime would be right for you. We're going to start out with Kuroko's basketball. I'm going to start out by talking about the opening, because the opening is kind of like the first thing you see of an anime. The opening kind of gives you a glimpse of what the anime is going to be about, and I like the opening. I mean, as far as like music goes, it wasn't like annoying. The ending I didn't really like. The ending was weird. I liked how it showed the characters both on the court and off the court, and kind of helped like set up some of their personalities, and it kind of singled out like two different characters, and that was like this guy with like blue hair and then a guy with like red hair. And so I was kind of like, I bet they're going to be the main characters. The episode starts out at a private high school, and they're having their club fair. The basketball team is trying to like recruit members, and they managed to recruit, some freshmen coming in, I guess first years. And among those, they recruit this really tall guy, the guy with red hair. I don't remember his name, so we're just going to call him Red. And he's been like in America for the past couple years, kind of studying there, which I thought was kind of funny, because they're like, oh, he learned from the source. And then they also managed to recruit the guy with blue hair, and his name is Kuroko. His name is in the title. We're going to assume that he's the main character. He went to middle school with this kind of quartet. No, that's four. There's five guys. This like prodigy generation, as they call them, or the generation of prodigies. I don't know. Just, yeah. And they're like really good. And so they're like, was it him? Oh, we don't remember seeing him though. It's like, which one was he? And they're just, so their coach, she has this like ability to like kind of look at people with their shirts off and be like, okay, you're good, you're gonna be like stiff, you need to do this, and just kind of, it's a little weird, but it has its uses. And so Red, his stats are like up the top. He has like so much potential. She's like, this guy is so powerful. And then she doesn't even notice Kuroko, because she's like, this guy, he was from the generation of prodigies, he's probably pretty good. And so she's like, is he here? And people are like, maybe he's gone today, we don't see him. And then he just pops up, he's like, guys, I've been here the whole time. And she's like, what? And then she kind of looks at him and she's like, okay, that's weird, his stats are like below average, because you'd think that he'd be really good. And so she just kind of muses on that as she, goes home from school. And then back at school, Red stayed behind to like shoot baskets or whatever. Kuroko comes and he's like, hey, let's like play basketball, kind of. Anyway, so they get in this one-on-one match, and he's not that good. I mean, Red obviously is like, he's good, but Kuroko is just, yeah. And I keep thinking, there has to be a catch. There's got to be a catch somewhere. And so Red's kind of like, you know what, you should just quit. You shouldn't even try. And Kuroko's like, no, I'm not going to quit. I love basketball. And then he says something that sounds really cool, and you're just like, what does he mean? And he's like, and I'm a shadow. So I'm like, it probably has something to do with the catch, but we're not quite sure what the catch is yet. And so the next day, they have like basketball practice, and they're kind of playing a little scrimmage game with like the first years versus like the third years. And obviously Red is like carrying the team. I mean, he's like dunking, he's just scoring and stuff. And I was kind of thinking, maybe his teammates are going to have troubles keeping up, and he's going to have to learn some lesson about working as a team or something, but we'll see if that happens or not. And then all the third years are like, let's do this. And so they start like scoring and stuff, and then they have like 3 minutes left in the scrimmage, and they're like, oh, we're losing, no, even though we have like this really good guy. And then Kuroko kind of pops up, and he's like, guys, pass me the ball, just pass me the ball, I'll get this done. But they do pass him the ball, and he just like, the ball, you see the ball going toward him, and then suddenly the ball's going away from him, and it passes to like some other guy, and the guy scores it. Like, nobody notices him. He has like a negative aura or something. And then the episode wraps up with Red and Kuroko kind of, like, meeting up accidentally, because another case of you didn't know it, but he was sitting there. And Red's kind of like, I have this dream to become the best, basketball player in Japan. And Kuroko's like, you know what, you wouldn't stand a chance against my old teammates. But he makes his offer, and he's like, I'm gonna help you become the best basketball player in Japan. Which I thought was kind of nice, because usually you have like the main character be like, I'm going to be the best, and that's kind of like what the whole anime is about. But this one's about like a guy helping this other guy be the best. I enjoyed the first episode. It was funny. I laughed, especially how they like kind of portray America as like the holy land of basketball. And it's kind of like, well, yeah, but no. I thought the two main characters made like an interesting team. They definitely contrast, and so that's nice to kind of see them. It's kind of funny to see them clash, because Red has kind of a hot temper, and Kuroko's just like, he doesn't care. I don't know if you're into sports anime or not, but I personally would definitely consider watching the show. Like I said, I enjoyed the first episode. I thought it was funny. I thought it had potential. So, yeah. Check back later, and maybe I'll have a review on it.